We're talking about irksome people on CNN, Chris Cuomo being one. One that bugs me even more is Paul Begala. That's the one who was a campaign aide to Bill Clinton. He's got a big forehead, big enough to sell ad space on. And he, during the Romney campaign, referred to Mitt Romney as a bully because when Mitt Romney was a teenager at a boarding school, according to Paul Begala, Romney led a team of ruffians who held down a kid they suspected of being gay who had dyed his hair. His hair was very long in those days. People didn't dye their hair. And supposedly Romney and this band of boys held him down and cut his hair involuntarily and presumably traumatized the boy. So Paul Begala mentioned this and wrote a column called Once a Bully, Always a Bully. Mitt Romney was asked about it, didn't even recall it. The alleged gay kid's family was asked about it. The gay kid has since died. And the family said he never even mentioned it. Well, Paul Begala is one of the more irresponsible pundits on television today, in my opinion. And he was up against a Trump campaign aide, and he referred to James Comey as having committed the, quote, crime of the century, close quote, by reopening the Clinton investigation 11 days before the campaign, and therefore, in his view, swinging the election to Trump. And this guy, who used to be a Trump campaign aide, was not having it and stood up to him. And it was a very, very entertaining exchange. And finally, Paul Begala had somebody up against who wasn't taking the nonsense that he puts out. So I'll have that for you in just a few minutes as well. 888-971-SAGE. Steve is in Austin, Texas. Steve, you're on the Larry Otis Show.
Larry, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for taking my call. Listen, I heard your response to Dr. Gorka on the memo, and I think you're kind of missing the point. The reason why we want the memo to come out is so America can get official confirmation of what we kind of already know.
Well, I understand why they want the memo out. All I'm saying is it's going to be thoroughly discredited by the media, by the left, by the Democrats. They're going to put out another memo and say that that their memo was the accurate one. And then, as far as I'm concerned, they're going to be kind of offsetting memos. What ultimately is going to determine this will be the findings of Mueller, and whatever those findings are, they'll be turned over to the House, and then there'll be a determination as to whether or not they're serious enough to warrant impeachment proceedings. I don't think they will be, and I don't think it'll ever happen, but this memo to me is just a little, I think a very clever ploy on the part of the Republicans to go on the offense, but ultimately the Democrats will be able to do the same thing and put out their own memo.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Larry. No question about it. But, I mean, don't you think that America should be able to hear? There'll be official confirmation from our Congress how corrupt our damn government is.
Well, again, I'm okay with the memo coming out. I'm looking forward to it. I hope that it pays off. But to call something a bombshell, and then have the FBI come out and say we think it's irresponsible and misleading, that to me is a problem. Jim is in Nashville. Jim, you're on the Larry Otis Show. Thank you very much for calling.
How's it going?
I'm doing well.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Well, first of all, about the memo, I'm not sure what's in it, so we really won't know until it comes out.
Right.
As far as the memo goes, and I don't know what the Democrats are going to put out. They'll put out their own deal as far as that goes. But the State of the Union didn't really watch too much of it, but I did hear about the Democrats as far as what they did, as far as their actions and stuff. But to me, it's kind of the same things that the Republicans did when Obama was in, as far as blocking his things. And one final thing, this photo that came out of Obama with Farrakhan, why is that coming out now? He's out of office. He's been out a year, and I don't know why that's come out. So I'll just hang up and listen. Thanks.
Okay, as to why the picture came out just now, that's a good question. We speculated that perhaps the reporter, the person that took the photograph, wanted credit for it. And it is a photograph that shows a smiling Barack Obama with a smiling Minister Farrakhan. And in my opinion, had that photograph come out during the campaign, he would not have been elected. Remember, he was in trouble because Jesse Jackson had said publicly that once Obama becomes president, the Zionists are not going to have their run anymore, and Israel will no longer be able to dominate. Remember that? That was quite controversial, and Obama had to put out a statement and said, hey, Jackson doesn't speak for us. I don't know where he got that. Even though they have dinner all the time and they socialize all the time, they live in Hyde Park, the same area of Chicago. You don't think Jackson understood what Obama felt he would do if he became president regarding the Israelis and the Palestinians? It became a huge problem, and that photograph would have confirmed it. So it was very important that photograph not come out. As for the treatment of Trump last night, I don't recall in 8 years anybody getting up and walking out of the State of Union speech given by Obama. I never heard anybody do that. If you know of somebody who did that, please let me know. I never saw anything like that.